When the bell rings and two warriors step into the octagon, they bring with them a plethora of skills, each honed to perfection through countless hours of training. Striking, grappling, submissions, all are part of the MMA arsenal. But amidst this diverse set of skills, there is one that stands out as brutal and effective: the ground and pound. In the world of mixed martial arts, when an opponent is taken down and is in a vulnerable position on the canvas, it's time for the ground and pound. This MMA signature move involves raining down a flurry of punches and elbows, sometimes even knees, on an opponent who is unable to defend himself. It's a display of raw power and strategic brilliance, often leading to a knockout or a technical knockout. Welcome to our channel, your daily destination for the latest in news, views, and reviews. And today we dive into the heart of MMA action with a move that's as effective as it is devastating: the ground and pound. Now let's unpack this key point when wrestling meets striking on the canvas. The ground and pound is a testament to the effectiveness of combining two seemingly disparate skills: wrestling and striking. In the fast-paced world of MMA, fighters don't just rely on one skill. They're expected to master multiple disciplines. Wrestling is crucial for taking an opponent down and keeping them there. Striking is equally important for finishing fights. The ground and pound beautifully merges these two skills. It's a dynamic display of power and precision, showcasing the versatility and athleticism that define MMA fighters. To execute the ground and pound is a calculated strategy that involves timing, technique, and an understanding of your opponent's weaknesses. It's not just about brute strength, but about using your skills to dominate your opponent in a way that leads to a decisive victory. Taking an opponent down and punishing them with punches and elbows is a strategy as old as combat itself. However, in MMA, it has evolved into a distinct and devastating tactic known as ground and pound. This approach combines the controlled aggression of boxing with the strategic dominance of wrestling, making it a potent weapon in any fighter's arsenal. But what makes the ground and pound so effective? Let's break it down. Firstly, it catches opponents off guard. As the fight progresses, both fighters will employ various strategies to gain an advantage. The element of surprise is key. Suddenly transitioning from a striking battle to a grappling exchange can disorient an opponent, giving the one executing the ground and pound the upper hand. Secondly, it exploits vulnerabilities. When an opponent is on the ground, they are in a more vulnerable position. Their ability to defend themselves is compromised, making them susceptible to powerful strikes. This is where the ground pounder capitalizes, delivering a barrage of punches and elbows that can be difficult for the grounded opponent to defend against. Finally, it's a relentless assault. The ground and pound is not a one-hit wonder. It's a calculated and relentless assault that continues until the referee intervenes due to the grounded opponent's inability to defend themselves. This combination of strategy, explosiveness, and relentlessness is what makes the ground and pound such an effective and feared tactic in MMA. A key difference between MMA and other combat sports lies in the rules governing fighter interaction when one fighter is down. In boxing or Muay Thai, a fighter who goes down is often given a standing 8 count. This allows them time to recover and get back to their feet. In judo or wrestling, the focus might be on pinning the opponent or achieving a submission. However, in MMA, once a fighter is on the ground and in a vulnerable position, the fight can end right then and there if their opponent capitalizes with the right technique. This rule difference reflects the practical nature of MMA. It simulates real-world self-defense scenarios where taking a downed opponent out quickly and efficiently is crucial. Thus, the threat of the ground and pound looms over every MMA match, influencing fighters' decisions and adding an exciting unpredictability to the sport. Now let's delve deeper into this aspect, exploring how the evolution of MMA rules created a breeding ground for this devastating tactic. Mixed martial arts has evolved significantly over the years. Initially, MMA was a no-holds-barred form of combat. As the sport progressed, rules were put in place to ensure the safety of the fighters and to make the matches more competitive. One such pivotal rule change was the introduction of the Unified Rules of Mixed Martial Arts in 2001. These rules, which included the now famous Grounded Fighter Rule, aimed to standardize MMA competitions and protect fighters from potential harm. The rule stated that if a fighter is clearly exhausted or is in a state of physical distress, the referee had the authority to stop the fight. This rule created an opening for fighters to showcase their grappling skills in a way that was both strategic and effective. Fighters began to develop tactics that could swiftly capitalize on an opponent's exhaustion or vulnerability. And thus the groundwork was laid for what would become a signature move of MMA, the ground and pound. But who pioneered this approach? Enter Mark Coleman, a name synonymous with the early dominance of Pride FC, known as the godfather of ground and pound. Coleman revolutionized the way fights were approached. He was one of the first to understand the implications of the new rules and the potential of controlling an opponent on the ground. With his powerful frame and aggressive style, Coleman dominated many of his fights by taking them to the ground and wearing down his opponents with a relentless barrage of punches and elbows. His innovative approach caught on, influencing a generation of fighters and establishing the groundwork as a force to be reckoned with in MMA. Coleman's impact was so significant that he became known as the godfather of ground and pound. His legacy lives on in the fighters who followed his lead, proving that a strategic combination of wrestling and striking can be a winning formula in the unpredictable world of MMA. Speaking of which, let's discuss why the ground and pound is often the go-to move for wrestlers. In the world of mixed martial arts, wrestlers often have a significant advantage over other fighters. They possess the skills to take their opponents down and keep them grounded. Once an opponent is on the ground, wrestlers can use their superior grappling skills to maintain control. This control buys valuable time for wrestlers to deliver a barrage of punches and elbows, a tactic commonly known as the ground and pound. This approach is favored by wrestlers due to its effectiveness. It allows them to utilize their strengths while exploiting their opponent's weaknesses. When an opponent is on the ground and unable to defend themselves effectively, wrestlers can deliver punishing blows that can lead to a knockout or a technical knockout. The ground and pound is a testament to the power and efficiency of wrestling and MMA, showcasing why wrestlers often find success in the sport. In fact, let's look at some of the most devastating examples of ground and pound in MMA history. The battles of Fedor Emelianenko and Mark Hunt are legendary in MMA history. Hunt, known for his knockout power, often found himself in striking exchanges with Emelianenko. However, in their second encounter at Strikeforce, the tide turned. Emelianenko managed to take Hunt down and unleash a devastating ground and pound, forcing Hunt to tap out. This showcased the effectiveness of the ground and pound, demonstrating how it can turn the tables even in the most heated rivalries. Another classic example is the fight between Mauricio Rua and Lyoto Machida at UFC 129. The match was intense, as both fighters trading blows. However, midway through the second round, Rua managed to take Machida down and unleash a relentless ground and pound assault. Machida was eventually declared the winner by technical knockout, highlighting the power of the ground and pound as a strategic tool in MMA. And what's common among these examples? Both fighters who unleashed the devastating ground and pound were wrestlers by trade. This highlights the importance of wrestling in the MMA fighter's toolkit, how it often serves as the foundation for the effective use of the ground and pound. In conclusion, the ground and pound is much more than just a fighting technique. It's a testament to the strategic brilliance and physical prowess that define MMA fighters. It's a blend of art and science, a carefully orchestrated fusion of wrestling and striking that can turn the tide of a match in an instant. The threat of the ground and pound looms large in every MMA match, making it a key part of every fighter's strategy. Whether you're a seasoned MMA enthusiast or a newcomer to the sport, appreciating the ground and pound is essential. It's a spectacle of power and precision, a demonstration of human resilience and strategic brilliance. So the next time you watch an MMA match, keep an eye out for the ground and pound. It might just be the deciding factor between victory and defeat. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to show your support by leaving a thumbs up and subscribing for more updates. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below and join the conversation. And if you're a fan of our content, be sure to check out our website for more amazing articles. Thanks once again for watching. Stay tuned for more thrilling content like this. Have a great day.